Sean, I saw a movie this week.
Did you?
I did. It
What was that movie?
was A24 and Robert Eggers' third collaboration, and that is The Northman, which
It's right there. Right there in the middle.
was,
All that glory down there in the middle.
yeah. With Nicole Kidman, Alexander Skarsgård, Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe, Anya Taylor-Joy, and a lot of other people that have been in Marvel films and DC films. I will start this off by reading my quick tweet review that I had. So The Northman. Eggers once again presenting us with a film like only he can. Performances were entrancing. The physicality and rage of Skarsgård is unmatched. Above all, the music drove this epic home for me. 8 out of 10. Can't wait to see the next collab of A24 and Robert Eggers. And I believe somewhere here, I want to, before I go into saying everything that I want to say about the movie, really quickly give credit to Robin Carolan and Sebastian Gainsborough, the two people that worked on the music for this film, because as great as everything was, cinematography, beautiful, direction, fantastic. Can't say enough about the acting. The music is what drove it home for me. It's that what that you can feel like in your bones and your blood, kind of like Dune, but it was different. It had the it felt very Viking. Everything had heavy drums. There was moments of whimsy, terror, and every possible emotion that should have been conveyed throughout the movie was conveyed brilliantly. Uh, I hesitate to say I had a great time with this movie because it's not the kind of like walk out of great time movie, but
Right.
I was absolutely absorbed in it. I was swept away. I think the trailers don't quite do justice for the movie you're being presented with.
So that was one of my questions.
Yeah, please
Because I haven't seen the movie.
questions.
That's why Jess is over here on the big screen, because I haven't seen the movie. So I thought we'd give him a spotlight. And I'll ask a few probing questions. That's my goal here. So
I do love to be probed.
we're starting this off on the right foot. One of the things I had heard about it is that the marketing, I guess, did not really present exactly what you're going to see in the theaters, because it kind of comes across to me like a just knockdown, slug them out, like action, like brutal. And I was a fan of like the Assassin's Creed Valhalla game, type of thing. So like a little bit of that, that Viking mythology type of stuff. But what I've heard is that it's a little more cerebral, a little more slow burn, not quite all action, though there is some, great action points and stuff. Like, would you agree with that without going into spoilers?
I would, and I think that we should know better, because if we've watched The Witch or The Lighthouse, I haven't made it through The Witch, but I did watch The Lighthouse, and it was a trip. The bill that's being sold in the trailers, The Northman, doesn't seem like a Robert Eggers movie. It seems like Viking Braveheart, but it still looked great. So I was like, oh, I like The Lighthouse. This trailer looks great. I'm hearing great reviews. I'm excited to go see it. And then when watching it, I was like, this is more of a Robert Eggers movie than what was sold in the trailer, meaning that you're going to have some really crazy visuals that might not make sense your first time through. You're going to be thinking a lot more. Like during the movie, you're going to try to be putting things together. Sometimes you're not sure what you're looking at, but a lot of the pieces kind of fall into place later on. So like you said, more cerebral. And also consistent with Robert Eggers is you are rarely ever comfortable. There's a constant feeling of being tense, a constant feeling of dread. As you see in the trailer, though, this movie does boil down to be a story of revenge, kind of like your Hamlets or your Lion King. But it does do a lot of unique. It does go a lot of unique directions within that frame. I recommend that anyone that is a fan of filmmaking and definitely mythology, especially of the Viking and Norse era, check out this movie. If you're just looking for your, Alexander Skarsgård as the Viking John Wick, this might not be the movie you thought it was or the movie for you, but I try to recommend that everyone go out and see this. Just like I wanted everyone to see The Lighthouse, because it's an experience. And this movie is also like The Lighthouse, an experience. Wholly unique. Robert Eggers is an incredible director, and I look forward to seeing more from him.
But now I want to see Keanu Reeves as a Viking because you just put that.
I'm
in
not
my head.
against. I did just put that in your head. I'm not against it. Nicole Kidman. It was really ironic because obviously I saw this in AMC, so I got to see that stupid heartbreak. Heartbreak feels good in a place like this, and I kept leaning over to my wife, saying like, insert blank feels good in a place like this throughout the entire movie. And I think she was about to just like stab me in the throat.
She's all, this is it. I want a divorce. This was the last straw.
That was the last straw. But everyone brought their A game. There's a couple actors I wish we could have seen more from. Anya Taylor-Joy was great, and the last time I watched her in a movie was New Mutant. Nope, that's not true. Well, recently, yeah, New Mutant. But before that, I did watch Last Night in Soho, so had to wash the taste of New Mutants out of my mouth.
I heard it was funnier than you might think it is from the trailers. And I think that's what Eggers, I think that's what Eggers kind of brings, is like this weird funniness, like uncomfortable comedy type of thing.
I think that's fair.
I haven't seen an Eggers film, by the way. I'm not seeing any of these movies, so I have no idea what to expect going into. And I'm not.
I would love to
drive in to pick one up at anytime soon.
It's on my list of things to do because I'd like to bring more watch-alongs to the channel. I would love to do a watch-along for The Lighthouse with mostly people that have never seen it. Like maybe one or two of us had, but mostly I want to watch it with people that haven't witnessed that movie, because I showed it to my sister, I showed it to my wife, and everyone's pretty speechless. And I think that's something that Eggers does well, is you get to the end credits and you're just sitting and stewing. And like, it's quiet right home.
What did I watch?
Okay. Yeah. As Curtis Clam, what am I saying? Curtis Clamsauce says Valhalla. I agree. Valhalla. I just love mythology stuff.
Any parting words for the Northman?
Fascinating.
Would you say necessary to see in a theater or wait till streaming? Visual, because typically it's because of the visuals and the experience.
That's a great question.
Do you think it could be a stay-at-home movie, or is it you do need to see it in theaters?
I so much think that you should see it in theaters that I'm mad, because I thought I already had gotten my tickets until yesterday morning. I looked and realized that I didn't. I was like, oh, I thought I got Dolby tickets. And so I went to look at the Dolby screening, and it was packed. There wasn't any good seats left. And I was like, crap. No. So I ended up seeing it in a regular screening. And when I was listening to that music and the fight scenes and just like some of the guttural like screams and stuff, I was like, this should have been Dolby. So not only do I think this is a must for theaters, if you can, see it in IMAX or Dolby, get that full cinematic experience, because it's a beauty to behold. And it's for what we consider to be indie films, like with A24, this movie is like $50 to $70 million. So it's a big budget for A24, and that's a bit of a risk. So I hope that they get their money back and continue to support creatives like Robert Eggers.
Right on. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks everyone. If you're watching this in the clip out, like the video, subscribe, do all the things, share the video.
Check us out on our next Friday Night Speakeasy.
Yeah.